Well, I looked him up online, and he had good ratings. I liked that. I also had picked out the names of a couple of other doctors for a co-consultation if I thought so. But when I came here and met Dr. Stiles, I was extremely comfortable and agreed upon the first meeting of having surgery. He was just delightful. I was kind of thinking that he'd be pompous, and he was just very down to earth. And I was really just impressed by his easygoing manners. He answered my questions so truthfully. And I was a little hesitant because of my age to have it done. And he just encouraged me to be beautiful. I like that. He was a miracle worker. Because with my surgery, well, he did 3 surgeries at one time. He did a lift, he did a small implant, and he did a tummy tuck. But with my tummy tuck, I had a huge incision down the center from having appendicitis. And it was about 1.5 inches wide, 4 or 5 inches long. You never showed your stomach. It's invisible. I have a little tiny hairline scar from my tummy tuck. My old incision is gone, and I have the most beautiful natural breasts in the world. And if you touch them, they feel totally normal. You don't feel any implant, as I always had some bosom up here. But the girls are beautiful. Did I know that Dr. Stiles was an accomplished artist? No. And it blew me away because I was complimenting of the decor of the office. And then the girls told me that it was Dr. Stiles' artwork, and it was just like, oh my God, multi-talented. Oh, hell yeah. This is my body, my life, and if I'm gonna do something like this, I want the best. Because number one, I've seen a lot of implants over the years. And I've seen a lot of phony-looking implants. And the first thing Dr. Stiles told me is that he did not do stripper boobs, and he would not do a large implant with the small size of my body. And I was really amazed because he was talking about 175, 200 cc implants. And all these years I've heard of 400, 500 size implants. And he said, you want to be natural? I said, yes. I said, I'm a very natural person. And I don't want anybody to second guess that I'm out there lifting the girls for this or that. It was because for my own self-image, and he just answered all my questions about the downtime, what the details were going to be about the surgery. My plastic surgery, I have always had a problem with my weight. I got up to 220 pounds, lost the weight, had bilateral total knees 9 years ago, did my own rehab. 2 weeks after the bilateral total knees, told my ex-husband we were getting divorced, married off a son, gave away a 3,000 square foot home, and said, I am starting over. When my physician assistant told me I needed a consultation, I'm going to say that was probably the first part of August, mid part of August. I called, made an appointment. I was in here the end of August, and I had surgery like 4 weeks later. Is that it is extravagant, off the chart, and you know you're in a special place. Because you're going in for a beauty surgery, and that's physical and mental. I think coming into a high-class, beautiful office kind of gives you the feeling that I think I'm in the right place. If this kind of perfection is in an office out front, what goes on behind the scenes? My experience with Dr. Stiles' staff is I thought they were fabulous. The girls at the front desk were so sweet. I asked them, have you ever had implants? Both of them told me yes. One had silicone, one had saline. Okay. Then I met more staff as I went back. Very pleasant, very professional, and is there anything we can do to help you? So it was very nice. My surgery day, I remember being September 26th, 2012, within a day or two of that range. So 3 years ago. My experience on surgery, I was totally prepared because Dr. Stile's anesthesiologist called me a couple days before and didn't spend 2 minutes on the phone. He probably talked to me for 20 minutes and knew all of my medical history and everything else. Because I had 3 surgeries, Dr. Stiles had arranged for me to stay at a facility for 24 hours after the surgery. All the arrangements were there. I was the only surgical candidate that day, so I thought I owned the place. And everything was totally professional. His nurse, the anesthesiologist, just very relaxed before surgery. My impression of the surgical team is they work as a unit. Everybody is so in sync. And the real comfortable part was for me, being in the medical field, I loved the aspect that his surgical center was right next to his office, and his office, out front, the surgical center are spotless. My recovery was absolutely amazing. I spent the night at the surgical center, came back here and had 1 drain removed because I had 2 drains. Went home. I had a friend spend 24 hours with me and tell me that I'm doing everything for myself. I'm like, oh my God, take the car, all I want to drive. Having the breast surgery was uncomfortable but not painful. I had to take very few pain pills. I was back in the office in a week and a half again for drains to be the 2nd drain removed. I was off work a total of 10 days, back to work as a physical therapist. My recovery from the surgery was much faster than the norm. I think essentially because I went in thoroughly prepared by Dr. Stiles and the staff here. Being in the medical profession, the pros and cons, knowing that you're going to have pain, etc. But the incision, everything healed up perfectly. Just as he said it would, it healed up perfectly. Do you know what it's like to wake up every morning, you can walk out to your bathroom and look at yourself butt naked and go, ooh, these girls look good, my tummy looks good. For 62, I'm beautiful. I would do the surgery again in a heartbeat. I would recommend Dr. Stiles as the doctor to do your surgery if you want perfection, a meticulous recovery, and feel confidence in all the staff that you're working with. In the future, I would love to have a time period and have my little wrinklers here pushed up. And if I was going to choose a doctor to do that, hands down, it would be Dr. Stiles.